What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today is a play-along video where we'll be playing on Unexplored World, which contains 111 countries which do not have normal Google Street View. Therefore, this is all the countries that we normally don't get to see in my ordinary videos, and it provides a really interesting challenge because I'm not ordinarily challenged with these countries. So let's just see how I'm able to go today, and hopefully I can give you some tips as well, but don't forget to play the links in the description first, and then watch me as well. But the first round here is definitely interesting. Feels like maybe Caribbean or something like that. We're like on some kind of like a four-wheeler here, which is kind of interesting. We got the beers on the front. That's kind of legendary. Okay, someone's having a nice night tonight. We're driving right-hand side of the road, it would appear, at least. So that definitely narrows down our options, because most Caribbean countries are kind of driving left-hand side of the road. We do see some thatched roofs over here as well. I don't know, buildings could certainly fit with Africa as well, I would say. That feels like it might be English, like no parking or something parking, but yeah, it's really hard to read, so I don't think we can really use it too much. We have a playground, some people here. Hard to see because they're in the shadows, but maybe more African looking, but of course there's a large African diaspora inside the Caribbean, so it doesn't really help that much. We have a lot of palms, like it definitely feels like it's coastal, but and we see the water as well, of course, but apart from that, I'm really not sure where is best to go here. I was thinking like something out here, like Montserrat maybe, or something. I don't know, I feel like these ones would be included, even if they're not countries, because they're places that don't have Street View, but I don't know, like Africa, like Sao Tome and Principe, or something like that could certainly work as well. I'll go over here, but yeah, well prepared to be wrong. And it was actually Belize. Okay, I would have thought Belize drives left-hand side of the road. It probably does, but maybe it was just like the guy overtaking, or maybe a one-way road or something like that led us to get the wrong country. Regardless, we're not that far away, but we come up with a low score. So, unfortunate start there, but, you know, not that bad, I guess. Next one here. We're driving right again here. Similar kind of vibes. Definitely a low-quality image here. So we have some phone numbers, starting with 2000s. We have like an American-style pole with a hook on the top, so that might make me think like Central America here. Catholic Church over here, definitely. You can see Mary inside the top there. Okay, so interesting. I would say like kind of similar to the kind of area we had last time. This time I don't think Belize, because the double yellow, I don't know, like we had white roadblocks last time. I don't think it's Belize. Red number plate there. I could see like Panama, or Nicaragua, even Costa Rica, anything up here. I could like Panama. I don't really know why, but it feels like it's quite American influenced, and obviously Panama is quite American influence, so that's kind of what I'm going to go for here. Well prepared to be wrong, but I don't mind it. Let's see. And okay, it was actually Costa Rica, so just one country over. Not a bad effort there. Probably gettable, but I don't really know the differences between Panama and Costa Rica. Anyway, look at that. We're on 3,000 points exactly. Okay, next one here. Hopefully we can increase that score to at least double on this round. This almost feels like it's going to be Central America again, which is kind of crazy. These kind of look like Costa Rican plates. This time I can see them more. Kind of blue, which you see in Costa Rica. Kind of like look like an American style plate. Yeah, I feel like that might say Costa Rica. Like it looks like a 5-letter word and a 4-letter word, if you had to ask me. This time we have single yellow line instead of double, which we had last time, which is kind of concerning. But overall, like it feels quite nice. And Costa Rica, obviously, can feel like quite a nice country. We have similar poles to last time, and we have alto, which is the Central American way of saying stop. So I'll go for Costa Rica this time, just outside of San Jose somewhere. And it was just outside of San Jose, so very nice. Very, very good score there. Next one here is definitely turning up the challenge element here. We're driving right-hand side of the road, so immediately I was thinking like somewhere in Myanmar here, just because it kind of looks like Thailand to me, and we have these like Thai-style bollards. Other things I think are possible, like maybe even East Timor could be possible here. Although it's a bit flat probably. So what about like Pakistan or something like that? Pakistan seems decent here. Or maybe even like South Nepal or something like that. I could see all of those. Maybe thinking of Pakistan here, honestly, but we have quite a few like palmish looking like trees in the background, and these buildings feel quite Southeast Asian. So yeah, maybe Myanmar is actually the best option. Hold up, I just realized something. This is actually the front of the motorbike here, so we're driving left, which obviously completely changes our guess. This should be somewhere then in like, I want to say Pakistan, because obviously we have pretty much full India coverage now, so unless that's been updated, I probably would have gone India, but as it stands, I think Pakistan kind of valley here, where the kind of greenery and the agriculture is probably our best bet. Otherwise, could just still be India, or maybe like even Afghanistan or something here, but I'll go Pakistan. And it was Nepal, like I said. Yeah, I knew that was possible. Could we see? I don't think we saw any mountains though, so it was always going to be difficult to get. But interesting that they had the yellow outside lines there. Definitely should remember that for next time I get some Nepal. Okay, next one here is looking interesting. We have like a red number plate there. That's certainly interesting. Could see Central America here again. Ooh. just as I was looking here, I was going to say Cuba, and then look at this car. Is this not like a very typical Cuban car? And look, we got like the Caucasian tourists getting the picture with the car. So yeah, I think this is like Cuban commie cars is what I would assume. Also, yellow signpost is Cuba. I remember that. So yeah, this should be just Cuba. I didn't remember the red number plate, but yeah, I'm happy to go for Cuba here. I know there's a funny name somewhere in Cuba, so I'm wondering which one I should go for. Like, we can just guess in Cuba. That's just the center name, I guess. I remember there was, I would always guess in Colon, but we see mountains this time, so I guess we should have more of a serious guess. Where do you actually get the hills in Cuba? It seems actually quite flat. I guess there's some around here. So I'll go in Manicaragua. Yeah, and hope for the best. Actually, could be here, could be south. To be honest, it feels like a city, and we have mountains south, though. We do have some south there, so we could be right there. I don't know. Like, it feels like a bigger city, kind of feels a bit touristy. I kind of like it, but we don't see anything north. I don't know, I'm going to try. And, oh man, we would have been better off. Where I was going to go? I was going to go in Manicaragua. These were the mountains, yeah, so we're in Trinidad there. Not too bad, but hey, we could have gone much better. So we end up with 11,000 points there, to be honest, like always in the right area, but not always getting so close. So let's head into the second seed. All right, here we go into the second seed. Don't forget to give the video a like if you're enjoying so far, guys. And also tell me in the comments how you're going in comparison to me. I would appreciate you letting me know. I always enjoy reading those types of comments. Anyway, next one here, we appear to be driving left-hand side of the road, immediately Caribbean kind of vibes here. Black and white painted signpost I saw here. That definitely fits, do we see any language here? Probably English speaking if we're driving left. But I don't really have too much clue apart from that. Ooh, this kind of like tree here feels a bit southern hemisphere. Like we have these ones near my house in Australia. But obviously it's a bit tropical as well. So I don't think it's Africa. I can see anywhere up here, but if it feels a bit southern hemisphere, where would we be? Like, I thought of, like, New Caledonia or something like that. No, that would be so interesting if it was, because of these trees. But obviously, if we're driving left, it doesn't really make sense, does it? Yeah, it doesn't. So, that's unfortunate. But what about, like, Vanuatu, Suva, Fiji? Could work. I think I have to lean Caribbean here. And in which case, it feels quite tropical. So, I guess I would go, like, I don't know, let's, like, maybe, what does Dominica speak here? Not Dominica. Martinique, obviously not. I don't know, St. Lucia, maybe. Maybe St. Lucia is decent here. I don't know, guys. This is like a very unexplored world type of round. It's just very difficult. You could get there if you were experienced at playing these countries, but I just don't really have a vibe for the difference between the different Caribbean islands and the different, different Pacific islands. So we'll see here what it actually is. Okay, we're actually in the Maldives. I considered Maldives, but I forgot that Maldives drives left. Do they actually drive left? I guess so, but I'd actually completely forgotten that, so it was going to be very hard to get. But I did actually consider it, so that's at least something. And in Maldives is, like, almost Southern Hemisphere? Yeah, it is Southern Hemisphere, so I guess I was technically correct about that as well. Okay, next one here. It kind of feels like one of the republics, like one of the Caucasus countries down here. That's what I'd say initially, because it kind of feels like Russia. Yeah, black painted bottom of the sign, I would say so. I feel like I heard that was a thing for Azerbaijan, but to be honest, this looks just as much like Georgia or Armenia, so we'll see if we can see a plate here at all. Yeah, so inside Azerbaijan, they actually tend to use, like, Latin script, and this almost looks like Latin script, does it not? So that's where I'm leaning at the moment, I have to say. Down here, though, it's really hard to read anything. Like, we've gotten some pretty poor quality rounds in terms of camera quality. This street sign almost feels a bit Georgian to me. Oh, here we have some language. Ooh, yeah, it's a bit of Cyrillic and a bit of another script. So I'm going to move over here now. The Cyrillic would obviously make more sense for Georgia than Armenia, I would assume, given that we're closer to Russia in Georgia. Apart from that, though, not really too much to say here. Definitely that kind of Caucasus landscape. So I'm just going to go for it here. Drier part over here. Let's send it. And it was Armenia, okay? Interesting, but we got the vibe, that's okay. The only country I thought it wouldn't be is, of course, the one it was. Next one here almost felt like Africa initially. We have like a very white soil. I would have kind of expected a bit more reddish soil. These guys, they kind of almost feel a bit like fashion sense almost feels a bit more like Caribbean to me. I don't know, like more like American influenced or something. Could be wrong about that though. Unfortunately, we haven't really been able to read any signs yet, so we're just going on vibes purely. That's a church sign, interesting. Yeah, I don't know, this could be like, what about like North South America here, like Guyana, or like Suriname or something. We appear to be driving right? Yeah, it looks like we're driving right, so maybe it is Africa. Or maybe it is, I don't know, like maybe like Belize again or something like that. I I don't know with this one, guys. This is difficult stuff. Caribbean was my call, so maybe I should just go there. But again, not really sure which country it would be. I could honestly like see a good argument for French Guyana here. But I really don't know. I really don't know. Which way is the, yeah, I don't know. I was going to talk about the satellite dish, which way it's pointing, but it would be a minor help anyway, because it feels like we're kind of on the equator. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to go for that. Really not anticipating this is going to be correct, but I'm curious where it actually is. And it was? Okay, Haiti. That makes sense. So we saw like everyone was like looked like they were of African descent, which definitely makes sense for Haiti. Kind of felt a bit poor, which is also much more Haiti than Dominican Republic, for example. And yeah, okay, not too bad. And it was driving right, of course, which also makes sense. We guessed in another like former French or current French colony, which is at least something, but yeah, don't really help. Not really that impressive, I would say. Okay, we're on a poor score this time. Let's see if we can claw it back a bit here. Again, fairly poor quality. We've got a mosque, or somewhere in like the Arab states, I would say, because we got like, you know, American influence number plates here. We've got a red strip here. I definitely associate that with like, you sometimes see such a plate in Oman. You also see such plates in like Bahrain and Qatar. So I'm thinking of Bahrain here. It definitely, like, it's flat. And it's quite like, there's not many trees or anything, it's like very urbanized as well, so I think Bahrain is probably the correct answer here. Could see the other ones that I mentioned as well, but I feel like, yeah, this plate kind of feels a bit Omani. The rest of them are like short in a way that I would expect from like one of these Gulf states. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Bahrain, could be Kuwait, could be, I mean, Qatar should be removed from the map, maybe. And then could be Oman as well. Okay, it was actually in Bahrain. That's pretty nice. Actually, we got like the correct neighborhood as well. So that's actually kind of a nice guess. And it claws our score back to something more respectable. And here we are driving right on the last round of this seed. And I would say black number plates here is what we're looking at. Yeah, interesting. I don't really know for this one. Kind of feels Caribbean again. Oh, but look at that. That almost feels... Okay, not Caribbean at all. This one should actually be somewhere in Myanmar with this language, right? I mean, if you think about it, like many of the countries around Myanmar also have black number plates, so that also makes sense. The people, though, do I actually see them being Burmese? I don't know. Yeah, okay. And, like, we don't have enough motorbikes, surely, although we do have a few over here. Yeah, I guess it has to be correct. I mean, look at the language here. This should just be somewhere there. It feels like quite a built-up city. I think it would probably be... I don't know if it feels like Yangon, though. Maybe it's like this one up here or something like that. It kind of feels like it might be near some mountains, kind of more of like a valley kind of climate. Although we do have palms, which, you know, may indicate more so towards the coast. Maybe we're in like one of these cities down here even, like Palau or something like that. I could see that. Anyway, I'm gonna go up there, but yeah, it should be somewhere in this country, surely. Oh, we got the right road. What the heck? I didn't even mean to click on the road and we got the right road. That's kind of crazy. Okay, very nice indeed. So we claw our respect back there by getting the right city twice in a row. Indeed, the right road basically twice in a row. But yeah, one bad guess there really let us down heavily. In a minute, let's head through to the final seed of the video. Rightio, let's get it. Third link in the description, of course. And let's see here. First one, we've got the black car, so we must be in Jordan, right? Just joking. Should be somewhere nearby there, though, with the yellow outside lines. This feels like the UAE, so I wonder about, like, Oman or something like that, given that it feels so much like the UAE. Although, I don't really know. Like, it can be other places as well. It's just these dry hills that you often see around there. What about Saudi Arabia? That also seems, like, quite reasonable to me. It also does quite a lot look like Jordan, so why not Syria and Iraq as well? Yeah, so I expect one of these countries that I've mentioned here. I still think my heart kind of lies with Jordan, just because it looks so much like, I mean, with Oman, just because it looks so much like the UAE. We don't really see any flag or anything. It's definitely a difficult round here. Quite a nice highway, though. So maybe that could be like an argument for like Saudi Arabia or something, but yeah, I don't really know. Maybe like out here. Not so sure. I think I'll go for Oman just because I like going with my initial gut reaction sometimes. Second option, Saudi. Third option, Iraq. Fourth option, you know, something else around there. So I'm gonna go for that, and it was actually just, man, that's where I clicked. Unfortunate, but you know, you have to lose the 50-50 sometimes. But yeah, that makes sense for the nice highway. The Saudis have got money. Next one here, yellow number plate on this car initially. No, it's actually white. Okay, so I'm thinking like probably Belarus or Moldova here. Soviet-style crossing signs, so that makes sense. Do we see any red strips? Sometimes you get a red strip in Moldova. This guy, what does he look like? I would say he looks quite Belarusian. He kind of like, yeah, I feel like he kind of feels Belarusian to me, but, you know, that's definitely a weak meta, if we had to say. This is Cyrillic over here, and generally speaking, in Moldova, I would have expected Latin script, right? Most times, but I guess if we were in Transnistria, or whatever it's called, what's it actually called? Are they even going to say? No, they don't even bother marking it, that's hilarious. But yeah, I would have expected that, maybe. Maybe it's going to say something in the center of the city so I can remember what it's called. Transnistria, I thought. Anyway, so I could see that still. I have been baited by it before. I think overall, like, this should be a fairly safe Belarus, though, right? Not Minsk, because we have official coverage there, so why not Babyusk as a second measure? Okay, it's actually going to be in Vyshibsk. There we go. And not a bad score. Next one here. Are we back? Are we back in Bahrain? That's what it feels like immediately to me. Yeah. Does this not feel like very similar to the last one? I would say it does. I kind of want to send it immediately here. It's not the repeat though, because we have the car with the red strip on the plate. Feels like it's the same coverage. I'm going to go for it, guys. Fast game's a good game, right? So let's go for it and see if we're correct. It was last time here. Let's try it again. And, whew, wow, they really do look similar. I was so sure of myself there. It ends up being Kuwait City. I mean, do I really manage to go Kuwait City there? Maybe, if I looked for more context clues. But, yeah, I kind of had a bit more of an open feel to it, or a bit more of like an older city vibe. So maybe it's a bit older than Kuwait, than Bahrain. But, yeah, okay, that's definitely difficult. Next one here. Ooh. So before I look at the car or anything, that's interesting. I would say Namibia, but Zambia and Zimbabwe are both possible. So let's take a look here. Ooh, this car. Yeah, I think this one's in Namibia. I think it's in Namibia, maybe also in Zimbabwe though. So Hom is the name of the river. I doubt we can find it. But let's line up the road here to see if we can make anything happen. I dare say that the compass would be correct here. So in which case, and it is quite green. I don't really know where you get those green sections like that. Maybe closer to South Africa? I don't know, it's a very desert country, isn't it? Yeah, this whole angle's not really quite right? It feels a bit, yeah, it's a bit off. So, in which case, I guess we should kind of hedge it a bit further north here. Something like this road could work, but yeah, the angle's not quite steep enough. What about this? Okay, this works. We'll try that. We'll try that road. Why not? And it was all the way south. Yeah, very similar road angle, unfortunately. Doesn't get us the win there, but yeah, quite a lot of vegetation considering we're so far south, which is cool. Yeah, Namibia seems like an interesting country to visit. I think it has some natural beauty. And the last one here, will we get the image to load? We will. We've got black base of the sign here. Still loading in here, quite a poor photosphere. But I was thinking like Kazakhstan here. It feels very depressing in a way. I've often seen in Kazakhstan photospheres here. Kainikas, something. I don't know, that's a really hard word to read because of the N's and the H's. Kainikas, I think. Which kind of sounds like Kazakh, but not really. Would have wanted a Z there to confirm that to me. Obviously, like, I don't really like Belarus or something in Europe with all this sand on the side of the road, like this kind of sandy soil. Doesn't really feel European to me at all. So, yeah, definitely thinking of Kazakhstan here. And if I am feeling Kazakhstan, maybe further towards, like, this kind of direction here. Like, Samara can be quite sandy, so that's kind of my thought. But obviously, like, I think the rest of the country can easily fit here as well. That's what I'm going to go for. We'll see if I'm correct about that or not. And it was. Okay, we've definitely had rounds in that city before, I swear. But okay, we got 2,000 points, 12,000. So consistently decent today. I mean, like, for example, on this seed, we didn't get any close, but we always got, like, the right area. So, kind of an interesting one. We would have had a close guess on Saudi Arabia, but it wasn't to be. So, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Give it a like. I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, guys, have a good day, and goodbye.